Alright, y'all. Ooh, sorry if that was a little loud. We are back with Vampyr. Oh, hold on. There we go. Yep. We are back with Vampyr, or Vampire, whatever you want to call this guy. Either way, we're eating everybody, so that's what I care about. Right now, we have to find and talk to Darius. Oh, shoot, she buffering. Find and talk to Darius Petrescu. Okay, cool. So yeah, so we already got that hideout. We need to find him. It's probably gonna be around here to the right somewhere. I think I already done went up here. Saw everything there is to see. I'm trying to remember like all of the shits. I haven't played this game in a while. Oh yeah, okay. So we can come up here. Yeah, there's these peoples. Unknown. Okay, so we gotta talk to him if he's unknown.
What? Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
You
I'm
saw
Dr.
it? Oh my god.
And I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Alright, so we need to ask personal questions to get to know him more. So why'd you shoot
Whatever
this
the boy
boy?
did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
So that it doesn't give you the right to shoot people, mate.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
So you should not feel
Yes.
ashamed about that.
Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours. This is nothing you should be ashamed of, Benjamin. And it's perfectly natural in your situation.
Not ashamed. I just need my pills. Peace and quiet, that's all.
That's all. I just need me pills.
You know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital. Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Okay. Can you tell me about your
Perhaps
troubles?
you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
I feel that.
You
I
don't
feel
seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
Oh yeah, I don't have
We'll see
medicine.
you later.
Tell me about your life in London.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
I mean, you used to have a better life.
Have a better life.
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
The tramp.
You don't have anywhere to go.
Not the tramp.
No family that would welcome you.
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
Oh, can I can eat you. Oh shit. Oh shit. I don't want to take you from your kid though. That's fucked up.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Bye for now.
I just maybe if you did join that gang, you know, I'd come back and then I eat your dad. Okay, how about that? You do me a favor and I do you a favor. Cause I eat that man. And probably this bitch right here too.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
That's what we've been looking
You
for.
have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Doctor.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
He said we could trade. No personal questions. Any intriguing local figures?
Who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Oh, word? Tell me where he's at.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Yeah, and then what, you fucking swindle them? Yeah, just ask about
Do you
Crane.
know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
I don't think it's a scam, dog.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
Yeah. So she's actually healthy, for the most part. That's interesting. While that guy is rummaging through trash right now. Holy shit, this blood. Oh, what the fuck? Let's see what's in here. We might have to get busy and get into fighting. I'm only excited because I haven't fought in this game in a while. So I'm like interested. Shit, that's a lot of blood. I'm gonna start going crazy like a cigarette case and a ring. Man, we're just regular grave robbers in here. A cigarette case and a ring. Small bottle and a cigarette case. I love the fact that there's cigarette cases everywhere. Oh, it's getting creepy up here. Let me hop up this bitch. Anybody in there? Hello? Oh, new hideout, nice. All scared for no reason. This is my crew. Okay, well, I refilled it, I guess. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'll start worrying about like treatments and stuff like that when they actually are, you know, unlocked all the way. Like I can get the most experience out of them. Cause then all I gotta do is give them that little remedy and shit, and then they'll start to feel better and get max XP again. And then I can take them for all they worth. Who the fuck is that? No matter. pretty sure this is where I came from, right? Yeah. So we're gonna have to go in here anyways. Walking through the dirtiest part of town. Yeah, yeah.
You pay for peace of mind. Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett.
What's
You
going
pay
on
one
here?
way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's
Don't
sake.
mind me, I'm just listening.
Give you another beating, Barrett.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a
Oi.
journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
But still, I'm right here.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
I'm just looking
Have you
for
heard
a
of
nurse.
named Dorothy Crane. She's a colleague of mine and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane. Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Aw, man, you must be upset about that. About the
According to
lack
you,
of doctors. Oh, sorry. I did not expect that to shut off that fast.
physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Okay. Goddamn.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
Okay, damn. Let me ask about personal questions. Never mind.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. You fucking twig.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
For real. Yeah, I know. I saw you. You was over there trying to tear up your harness. Crazy.
So
She
she's
just trying to help.
her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That
Okay.
doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Exactly.
Precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Okay, cool. We got new hints. Notice
As a
anything
merchant,
out of the
you
ordinary?
see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever. Madness.
Oh, he was
something
trying to
like that.
bite
Where
ya.
did this happen?
Trying to get ya.
Did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There
Yeah.
was good money in that little box.
Too
of loot
bad I
lost.
was mugged though.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only
Oh,
because I
cool. We got a
ran
new
like
investigation.
hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Sounds like El
How is
Familia.
business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Okay, yeah. That's about it. That's all we can ask him. Alright. He's somewhere around here. Hey, there he is. Let's talk to Mr. Petrescu.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well,
Tell
I'm
him.
afraid I'm going to close this door
You
right
tell him,
now.
John.
Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Oh, okay, we get to stalk him? He's going to the backyard. Bet, here you go. Yeah, I'm so hidden right now. I'm so inconspicuous. Okay, cool. Now I can do it. You got some pixel hair there, mate. Oh shit! We found Crane. She's in the
man
bag.
was at the door with the pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Alright.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
I think it's gonna make me talk to both of those people.
St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
Well, I'm tracking you now, bitch.
I must talk to that
Oh,
journalist
yep.
or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Nearby the church they mentioned. So the church is back here. I think we passed it when we came up on Joe and that one guy. I need to learn more about you two. But you're like too high level. Oh, who's this? Housekeeping!
I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
Oh,
So
shit.
my father actually worries about me then. Okay then. Come on in. I'm a Harry, by the way.
Harry Potter.
Dreams are soaked with gloom.
I'm gonna rob you real quick, bud. Just don't look at me, okay? Just don't look at me. Is this your room? Is this the dining room? Oh, lovely. Fucking stove right there.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Okay. I'm not worried about that much. No, I ate my own sister, so I really don't know what to tell you. It gets better, I guess.
It's locked.
Oh, no. Joe's probably got the fucking key. A job refusal letter. Dear Mr. Peterson, it is my duty to inform you of our refusal to accept your application for a job at the dockyard. I must thank you for the time spent at our office explaining the difficulty of your situation with your ill boy and the loss of your beloved wife. But it is also my duty to point out the policy of our company, which expressly reproves the employment of former criminals or convicts. Your unfortunate connections with the ill-famed Wet Boot Boys have been duly noted. These are hard times, sir, and Finch and Harper intend to reward first the candidates who pass a small inquiry we like to conduct about our future employees. You have my deepest sympathy, and may God be with you and your family. Sincerely, R.D. Harper. Wow, so he used to be a boot boy, and he stopped, obviously, because he had a kid and a wife and shit, and then his wife died.
Suffering in this world.
Well, no wonder you're so depressed, mate. Your dad's a piece of shit because he can't get himself on his feet.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Okay,
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital?
just get this out of
I'd
the way.
like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
You should, dude. I can see your veins in your face. You pale as fuck.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
Oh,
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
well, that changed up real quick.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
I mean, you got a place to call home, yeah. Your father did
I'm
his
sure
best.
your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got.
Yeah, you got a fireplace, bro. I don't
wasn't
have
even
one.
consulted when we moved here.
You got an upstairs bedroom. I don't got that shit.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
That was creepy as fuck. I heard
Go
one of the
outside.
doors opening in the back.
It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Word, Sam. Hate people.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I really like
Why
the
is
way the
Sometimes
developers
it's me, Dr.
did
Reed.
the whole compulsion shit
Or it's this life.
for John.
It's like I can't find my place.
Cause like whenever we do that, it's like
Goodbye,
what
young
is
man.
it? He's
Take
like
care of
compelling them, you know? He's like, listen to me, and says it a certain way.
My dreams.
But it's not, you know, he's not commanding them all the time. It's more like, you know, just pay attention to what I'm fucking saying. Like, really think about this shit, bro. You're gonna be okay. Or like, oh, who's you? Who are you?
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town?
Nice, it's
Name's
Darby.
Aiden Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since
He tilted his head, so like, for real?
My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I care about
I'm a
public
doctor,
health.
Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby.
Yeah.
What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He's got
He
no
has
relatives.
no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really?
Ooh,
How do you know?
he's
He went
smart.
to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Yeah, you're not afraid of
Have
going
you
out at
any
night?
idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
Nah, it's vampires. They want to eat you. It's not a simple
I'm
epidemic.
convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Yep, they changed. What are you
What is
doing
a
here?
journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
Okay.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist.
He said not at
Hoping to
all.
tell some stories.
Nobody cares about what's happening here in this little
So
hole.
you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Okay, alright.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
No, it's a disgrace. They should know.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
I bet back then a lot of wars caused like some diseases too, you know, just like people invading from different countries and shit, different territories with different things that they're immune to, but others definitely aren't. And then also just the close proximity that these soldiers had to be in. Like everything was small as fuck back then. They dug trenches and shit. Sometimes they slept in the trenches. Hell nah. You look like a priest. I might as well talk to you.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
Oh,
I am
okay.
Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What you mean by that?
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
Oh, that is.
But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Yeah, I'm listening. What you got to tell me?
Spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Damn. So what's your plan?
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
Okay.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Oh, you just want to burn everything.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Oh, hell no. But where do you put the
Purification
limit,
by
bro?
fire has proved useful, but where do you stop? Burn the clothes? The buildings? The corpses? Worse?
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
Well, damn.
Have you any friends? Any family left in
In other words, can I eat
No.
you?
But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Yeah, where did you send him?
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
So is he there right now?
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil.
Homeboy is
while
in
he
the fucking
walks through the
cemetery
valley
by
of the
himself
shadow of death.
at night. With vampires running around, bro. Hell no. Okay, that's
I have
pretty
had
much
enough
it.
for tonight. Goodbye.
Hee, you got a lot of XP, dude. Which I need to be a lot higher level. Just check over there. I'm looking for a dude. Hey, I can get back here. Oh shit, okay, cool. Finally get to hit something. A cigarette case. I should have known. Get your ass back, bitch. Oh, there's 3 of them. Ah, fuck. Get him off. Get him off me. You piece of shit. Nice. Give me that blood. Give me that. Oh my god, man. It's like he just gravitates to me. You should die. Yeah, that's it. No. Alright, I'm done. That's it. Obviously, I can't make it as a vampire hunter. Fuck you. Don't you dare run at me again. Ah, you stupid bitch. Ah! He just went fucking rage mode on my ass at the end. Alright. Is anybody in here? There's a guy in there. Oi. Are you the poetry guy that he'd be talking about?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I
Oh,
may
yeah,
not be
he
the
is.
best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu?
Yeah, what you know
yes,
about
I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Mediocre, man. That's mean to say.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane.
Sorry, I had to go back and get that other option.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Okay, alright. If you say so. Your life
Are
could
you
be in
aware
danger
that
here.
your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
It is somewhat risky around here, is it
your
not?
need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
Oh, I'm not gonna help you, but... Ah, fuck, I guess I can help you for right now.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of...
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
Not afraid of the epidemic.
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
That's fair, yeah.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
Okay, okay.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic,
Right.
quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Because mostly everybody's dead, dog. Peaceful silence.
That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Okay, I mean, you got a point, dog. You got a point.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
What,
Not
like
much.
the deaf florist or some
That's
shit?
the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a
She's
locked
mute,
mystery
not deaf.
who exhales kindness and sweetness.
So
And have
you
you
don't
ever
know
tried
her?
to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One
Right.
day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
So you want her to stay in this hellhole?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Okay, okay. I think we did
I'll
all
leave
we
you
could.
alone, sir.
Oh, he's got the cold. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna end the video right there, y'all. I appreciate you guys hopping back in to Vampire with me. And for right now, man, we're just gonna be probably playing more Century and this game until we can finish Marvel's that one game with the one peoples and the one faces, yeah, that thing. Alright, well, I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. And remember, if you gotta eat somebody, make sure you take care of them first so you can get ultimate experience from them, because that's the way to do it. Later, y'all.